Crypto nerd, I wanted to get your opinion on something I saw. There was an NFT series recently that admitted, like openly admitted, that they were faking the volume on their NFT sales. Did you see this?
No, I did not see this.
Okay, I don't want to call out these people. I don't even know them, but I'll send you the post. It's I think it was like Algo Pigs. I just don't want to name the wrong person. Algo Piggy. Okay,
I don't even know that project.
Okay, see, I bought one. Just I didn't know anything about the project, and then they openly admitted that they're faking. He says, hereby we would like to confess. Yeah, we would like to confess to our community that we decided to generate fake volume by buying our own pigs. This turned out to be the most fatal decision in the yet so young history of Algo Piggy. So I just want to get your thoughts on that. I don't think there's any way to actually prevent this. It happens on Ethereum as well, to like a way worse degree.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just on people to do, to make sure that the assets are being bought by a diverse group of wallets. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how you would, like, I guess you could do some wallet tracking or some sleuthing there, but really, I think it's got to be kind of on the honor system. I mean, I guess kudos to them for announcing it. I don't know if they were going to get thrown under the bus by somebody else, and so they decided to be proactive about it. But
yeah, like
that's interesting.
The fact that they pointed out, it was almost like that there was a worse decision early on means someone probably caught on to it and called them out, and they knew they were getting ready to get outed.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I do look at transaction history of projects to make sure that, it is being bought by more than just one address or two addresses, because, I don't know if anybody else does that, though.
I think by the time I found a project, like I'm not super early into projects like that. So by the time I typically find them, I'm a little late to the party maybe, and it's an established, project by the time I find them. And I've got a fair amount. I think I probably got 20 or 25 NFTs from fairly established projects in there, in the crypto vault.
I feel sad I have no Goanna.
You gotta buy one, bro. Only 3,000 Algorand.
Yeah, about that.
Right.
I'm waiting for paper hands, dude. Now we got an NFT auction market. I'm waiting for paper hands, dude.
The floor is 1.5 ETH. Not bad.
They did that thing where you've got to stake it now for 8 weeks to get their, the egg for the next project, which I thought was pretty smart of them. There's a whole lot of.
That's a great way to reduce the amount of NFTs on the market. So then the people willing to sell, they're not competing with a ton of different people.
Right.
Yeah.
Now there's some worry about that, I think, in the U.S., but they're based in Australia, so the fact that they're rewarding their NFT holders, no legal ramifications for them, I think.
I mean, they're rewarding them with JPEGs, so yeah. I don't see the issue.
I don't see the issue either.
Yeah, I don't think there's an issue.
So nerd, what's the best issue for NFT sales or purchasing NFTs for you?
Sorry, say that again.
What's your favorite platform to buy NFTs on?
Oh, to buy? Yeah. Traditionally, I had used AB2, but for no other reason than that's where I first got in. I've purchased several on Algo X NFT now, and I've used Rain as well. So, equal opportunity. You know what I do? To be perfectly frank, I find projects that I like on NFT Explorer, and then I just hit that seller's button, and it pulls from everywhere. So I don't even think of the platform anymore as, I'm not beholden to one specific platform because, the three are posted there. What I haven't done a lot of is used, any of the swap groups or, Discord groups or anything like that, and done very many individual exchanges. I know there's, it used to be called Swapper, I think it used to be called. Did they just rebrand that for individual kind of one-off transactions? Yeah, I haven't used that yet. I've stuck mainly to the exchanges.
Nice. I'm just wondering if there's a project out there that's going to be integrated to like Twitter, to where you could buy NFTs straight from there using Algo. Anybody aware of that?
That's on Twitter. That's they'd have to integrate Algo as one of the cryptos that they're gonna host. But as of right now, it's looking like it's gonna be either Bitcoin or Ethereum that they're going to host. But Bitcoin doesn't really have NFTs, so it's looking like Ethereum.
Well, that's a shame.
It's really just them connecting with a wallet and then just, verifying that you have an asset in it. So theoretically, it wouldn't be hard for them to add Algorand, but, it's probably low priority for them, or at least that's how they see it.
That's good. They'll FOMO in later.
I think we're about to have quite a few different gallery type options here in the next 90 days or so. There's a lot of projects coming.
It's insane the amount of development, to be honest.
I always butcher the name, but Aorist, I don't know how to pronounce it. That's the one I'm most hyped about. Looks super clean.
Aorist is pretty well funded from what I recall.
Yeah. What's up, Chopped? You feel free to hop in, man.
Yeah, I think that would be fairly good to say the next 30 days with the hackathon going. Everybody and their mother is out there trying to come up with a nice gallery or a nice UI for people to be messing with.
Yeah, totally.
You're not the only one without a Goanna either. I missed the boat.
How much were the Goannas in the initial drop? Who got one in the initial?
Man, I got screwed. I got screwed out of one. I was messaging him. I was DMing him, telling him I would pay like 5x the price, and then he sold it to. He put it up for auction on like AB2 or Rand or something, somewhere where like a bot got it, and I was super mad. I think they were fairly cheap. I think they were like I can't remember exactly, like a few hundred Algo, maybe.
Yeah, relatively cheap compared to what they are now, right? Now you got to add an extra 2 in front of that.
Got to actually add a 0 to that.
I mean, they're still like it's just it's all relative, right? Like they're cheap in comparison to like any ETH NFT.
Yeah, that's true. I think at some point we get in our echo chamber and we compare ourselves to other, algo projects. But you're right. We're progressing to the stage where we should compare ourselves to other projects on other chains, and I think that's just the natural progression there.
Yeah, I mean, like Algoannas, they actually have 600 actual like participants in their Discord. They're not bots. Like if you go into ETH NFT communities, you'd be lucky if you had 600 people like active. Like usually there's about like 200, and then 10,000 bots. So I don't know, the Algo community is a lot more authentic, especially the Algoanna community. They're great.
Yeah, I think the level of engagement is not something I've seen in some other projects for sure.
Yeah, like Yieldlings or Mingos is about the only thing I could compare it to be honest.
Yeah, they both are, the OG projects.
Anybody know what happened with the Yieldling guy who was just pestering him? Nobody? He all of a sudden just went silent.
Who? I don't know who you're talking about.
There was somebody who was blasting out on Twitter the original purchased, licensed artwork, the clip art for the initial flamingo that had been, kind of, I don't know if you called it derivative work or whatever Stitch Bob had, but Stitch Bob was pretty transparent about it and said, hey, I originally bought these 3 different flamingos off of a clip art. Here's the licensing I got for them. He changed a few things, kind of modified them, made it his own, and then obviously all of the, the overlays, all the other items there that he added, made it unique. But there was somebody who was blasting him on Twitter about the original clip art and had found the original clip art artist and was raising a stink about it. But then all of a sudden he just went away one day.
Yeah, I think the Mingos kind of like destroyed him.
Yeah, I would think so.
I wasn't aware of this at all. There's so much of this history and lore to these Algo NFTs. Like, do you guys know the World of Light series? I know many people are still scarred by it.
Yeah. I'm still holding some. That was horrible.
Man, he was in that kid was in the Reddit for 6 months, 7 months, active. Never ever screwed over anyone, and then randomly just rugs the whole series. It's just that's brutal. You can't see that coming.
Yeah, that was terrible. And I mean the project was, I don't know, aggressive, but it seems like he'd been making slow progress. Maybe he just decided, the hell with this. I got some funds now, and this is a lot of work. I'm over it.
I guess so, man. I'm not sure. I don't think he was from the United States, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Community is the hardest work, it seems like, right?
Yeah.
Immediately, people get the Discord groups going, and then they realize how much of a time hassle it is, and then they don't want to do it, or they want to outsource it to somebody else.
Yeah, it's a ton of work.
So it's frustrating. It's like you need it, but you don't want it because then it comes with all this stuff that distracts you from the thing you're trying to build.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of which, Crypto Nerd Media Services is about to start taking over some of that outsourced stuff. So we're actively looking for community managers, and we'll bring those folks on and take over a bunch of that stuff for other projects. And we've also got a Yelp style project review board being built on the website, so that the community can go in, put some reviews in on various projects, and that way we crowdsource all of the information we have, on that guard project. Is it real or not real? Or AlgoPad, is it real or not real? And we'll get some kind of a community-based score based on that. So I'm super stoked about that. May have some more news at Decipher.
Oh, I'd love to apply for something like that.
Yeah, shoot me a DM. We'll put you in touch. I also need some authors for blog postings, that sort of thing. We've got one person, I guess 2 people actually making blog posts now. That should go live probably, I don't know. I got a meeting at 3:30 today. It might go live today.
Great. We're going to be fighting for writers now.
And there's no reason Algo Pulse writers can't also write for Crypto Nerd.
We can talk about outsourcing later. Trading Pokemon cards.
It's good to have competition, right? Keep each other honest.
Yeah. It makes it fun.
I'm actually lined up to actually contribute to Algo Pulse, so it's more like a friendly rivalry. It's not terrible.
Well, we'll be doing different things. You're going to be more we're going to be more marketing, and then you're going to be more of that down to the earth, grind news. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk governance, huh?
Oh yeah. Hashtag vote B.
Yeah, everybody get their votes in.
That's a big topic.
Yeah, I mean, I just voted. I voted B. I know a couple of you other folks voted B. I saw some of your tweets about it.
Yep, I voted B. I want them. It's personal. for a personal reason, I just want more. I want a higher, return. It's as simple as that.
Sorry, I just missed that. Is that the voting for that on Algorand is live then?
Yes.
2 weeks.
It is. Yep.
How do you do that?
Did you already commit to governance?
Yes.
Okay, so just go back to governance. I can't remember the URL.
Yeah, there should be like a little box
Algorand,
there.
Governance.algorand.org.
Governance.algorand.foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
When does voting end?
2 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So it runs from...
Because if you vote B, like if I understand the implications of it, then you have to vote every time that there's a vote. Like you have to.
Yes.
Right.
I mean,
You're always supposed to vote every time.
Yeah, I mean, like you
rewards,
don't
right?
only to participate. I mean, it's not like, I mean, you still have to commit, right?
Right. So you have to stake
But if you don't,
and also vote.
but even if you don't vote, you don't get any rewards at all. I mean, you always have to vote if you commit.
Hi, it's Darren here. You need to vote. Definitely need to vote, or you will miss your opportunity. But on the A to B, I was just going to say, I really was thinking about it. I don't know if it matters because so many people in A have been faulting on their governance. They've been going below their threshold, maybe to buy NFTs or other things. So, and that was sort of the premise of why B was so interesting. But now I'm personally leaning towards A versus B because so many people are faulting.
I just held a space about this. Guys chalked up. So we had a very interesting discussion about it between A and B. And one of the things that really was my deciding factor for B was because, again, we do see a lot of people who are voting for A who aren't really in this game in the long run. They're just getting their feet wet with this. They may end up liquidating and they don't want to be penalized. I understand that, But what would happen, for instance, if Algo suddenly shot up to $5 and these big whales are thinking, hey, I'll miss out on just a few percent of the reward and just cash out? It might be a bigger return anyway. So is it a big enough incentive for the big holders to keep it the way it is, or start slashing this way because the people who want it to continue that way are really in it for the long run already?
Yeah, but what I say is that any of those guys that drop out, that actually adds to the benefit of all of us that are holding in, and that's an option A. So the fact is that anyone who defaults, they lose their rewards, but their rewards are still for the rest of us that stay in option A, if I understand it correctly. So that for me is a little bit of a bonus versus option B, where if anybody drops out and anyone is penalized by the 8%. So that's a little bit of a higher deterrent. And I do think that the Algorand Foundation is more leaning towards option A. And I was like against it personally in my initial premise of I'm an option B guy because I'm thinking, okay, I'm not selling anyways, and I'm going to hold, and I'm comfortable to take the long-term approach because I do want to get the extra gains. I think that's the premise for most of us. But now I'm like, okay, well, actually, you know what? Option A is not all that bad if we're in a situation where a lot of people are defaulting and their loss is our gain, and so it's not actually a bad situation to be in option A either. So I don't know how other guys thinks, but this is sort of where I'm a little bit I'm a little bit like
yeah,
changing my
guys,
position.
Elder here. Yeah, for those that know me, they know that I'm a relatively big holder. I don't think it's a whales game at all. For people that are serious about Algorand, they're going to hold it for a long time until the big projects like ISDA, CBDCs, and so on are priced in. I do believe that there needs to be some kind of skin in the game in all this. So, I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it when I tweet about it, but I'm definitely going, with option B. And there needs to be a penalty, in my opinion. And quite frankly, I don't care about extra rewards, but it really has to be a penalty for people that are, basically playing a trading game, which ultimately, if crypto is going up and so on, the people want to make quick bucks and so on, then, I truly believe that there needs to be, that total value locked of Algo, there needs to be a bit more stable than it is at the moment, in order, to attract more people towards Algorand.
I can't agree more. And like even now, like I have like, to be no lie with you guys, I got 4 governance wallets ready. You know what I'm saying? Because I might need liquid or something. You guys,
the same thing. Yep. And I'm not going to do that.
Oh, baller, man.
An 8%. If there's an 8% slashing, I'll just have one wallet. And it'll be a small amount of my algo. 50% of it or something.
Yeah. If you want to stop me, boys, vote B.
I already vote B. I'm pretty much got 100% of all my algos in governance. So I already voted for B this morning.
If I can add, I mean, if you look at a lot of cryptos out there that offer staking, a lot of them have like that 21 day or what kind of lock-in period. Even if you unlock your staking kind of crypto that you have. So is it 1 month or 3 months? I just don't see the difference. So if you are committed to something, then you should stay committed for the period that you have committed for. So for me, that just option A really doesn't make sense at all, because ultimately you're giving the people free option. Join into for governance. You're gonna extra rewards. Hey, presto, price goes up. People are pulling out. I mean, what kind of TVL is that?
I think personally, you got to be wise on how you approach it. So, like for me, like I put 90% locked, and okay, I'm comfortable. Like I said, I'm B, but I'm actually now more like on the fence between A and B. But I do keep 10% of Algo for investing, because there's so many things happening right now in the space, and you don't want to keep all your Algo locked in. There's other projects that are popping up that you want to be available to put some liquidity in, and like all of us are in Opal as an example. That's a great example of where.
No, 100%. I mean, 75% on my side is in governance. 25% is out there, basically to invest in a new project or what have you. But the reality is, again, people, in my opinion, I don't think people should be committing that 100% minus one algo. It just doesn't make sense. You never know what life is going to throw at you, and what kind of family emergency you're going to have. But take whatever percentage that you're comfortable with and put it on side for those kind of emergencies or for investments. Well, anyway, that's
Algar, then I'm with you. Then on that kind of philosophy, then I'm like 100% option B. Like if you leave that, you have to make that choice. What do you want to lock in, and then whatever you want to play with, buying NFTs, investing in Opal or Smile or whatever else is currently coming into the ecosystem, fine. But I agree with you then. If that's the premise, then option B makes the most sense, because then you will commit, let's say, 90%, 80%, 70% of your algo holdings, and you're comfortable with it, and then personally that you will not compromise it so that you will not be penalized at 8%, then that's the best bet for anyone to make who's holding algo.
Yeah, I personally did like half my algo in governance, and I did that in multiple wallets. And then I also, I kept some on like, Yieldly, and then I got a good portion working on Tiny Man for liquidity, and then, using the profits from liquidity to, move over to new projects. There's multiple ways of keeping your money working, but yeah, 100% never, I wouldn't recommend anyone going all in on governance.
All in on governance, baby. If I need more algo, I'll just buy more.
I went all in. I got a different story though about 100%.
I like the diehards on this channel. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's Maxis and then there's Patrick.
You and your wet paper bag hands. Come on, man.
But
Yeah,
what's funny is
no,
actually,
it's
I was
called
trying to
being
look.
liquid.
So
It's
many
easy to be
people,
liquid. Buy more,
so
or
many
use the
people
rewards.
bet their entire wallet into governance, not knowing the situation. So you have a lot of invalid wallets for governance right now, and then I think I have to go back and look, because there's so many people that are dipping below their balances, not aware. They're in their day-to-day transactions, and they're compromising their governance benefits, because there's nothing that tells you that you go below your threshold, right? So this is a bit of the challenge with this system, that as it's set up. There's nothing that prevents you from, if you bet 99% of your algo, no one's telling you that, okay, I went to 98, I've now forfeited my 3 months of staking.
I mean,
this is for me is something that needs to be maybe looked into a little bit more.
How so? I mean, it's like me promising, to my neighbor. It's like, here, I've got that $10 I owe you. I'll give it to you tomorrow. And then going out and spending the $10, and then tomorrow the neighbor's going, "Where's my money?" You're like, "Oh, gee, you should have told me when I spent it." I mean,
yeah, but
you committed to it
you're rational
from your own
Patrick,
wallet,
right? I think you're a very rational guy, right? Having also seen your channel and the way that you respond, you're a very rational, practical kind of guy. But lots of us are impulsive. We're impulsive people. So we're like going along, doing our thing, and next thing we're seeing this great NFT, and we're like, oh shit, I want to buy that NFT.
Squirrel.
I'm buying it. And the next thing I know, I'm below my governance threshold, right? This is the reality of most of us.
Yeah, then A is for you then, right?
Yeah,
You
see,
gotta cut
I
yourself
made
off.
yeah, see, I made a whole separate wallet. So when I did my 100%, it was something I actually was gonna like. I'll fully commit 100%, but in a separate wallet instead of messing with my main wallet. So you got to kind of like, whoever's trying to get into government, they need to look at something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I
how
did
much
the
I
same
want to commit.
for
Yeah,
me, the governance is a cold wallet, so it's already like a pretty explicit act to do anything with it anyway. So that already kind of limits me.
Those are good best practices.
yeah. So I think it's a user error. If you don't actually think about it, like set up another wallet just for governance, and then you have your kind of main wallet for like you could buy NFTs or get in a Yieldly or Smilecoin projects, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
100%. Like, so governance, I've got a cold wallet, and then for every different project, like I have different hot wallets that I keep isolated. So I've got like a Tiny Man wallet, I've got a Yieldly wallet, I've got like Tipbot wallet, I've got a Lofty wallet. So basically, each service or app, to a certain extent, I'll just use a different wallet, keep it all clean.
I'm gonna start up a Algo financial institute to where I can just manage people's wallets. There's just so many wallets you could make for different things. This is a industry in itself.
That's the smartest idea out there right now. If you actually go, so I was just, as you're talking, I was just glancing through the wallets on governance, and literally every 15-20 is a non-eligible wallet. So it just shows like people's behaviors, unfortunately, are bringing them below the threshold.
And it might not even be the behavior, it just might be the lack of understanding what the rules are. I mean,
Well, a lot of these people probably did like everything on one wallet, like their Yieldly, their Tiny Man, and there's so many algos that are being held for the process those contracts. So most likely, what I think it is like people thinking like they're okay because they're at that certain number, but they're not realizing those algos are being used for something else and not for governance.
yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I'll be your algo advisor.
I was curious, Patrick, what if so your wallet balance can never go below a certain number, but what if in the same block, say you have 100,000 algo, in the same block you transfer out 100,000 and transfer in 100,000, like a flash loan?
I'm not sure what mechanism to use to track it, but I mean, normally, depends how they track it. Honestly, if whether or not they're doing it on a per block basis, and then just the account state after each block, or if it's every single transaction. So I'd love to look to see how they're actually tracking it. It could go either way, but I wouldn't risk it.
But would you be like, so I'm pretty sure when they take that fee out, you'll be at 99, whatever. So I'm pretty sure you'll be already kicked out.
Well, you don't have to use your max balance, right? Like if I have 100,000 Algo, I could flash loan 50.
I think if you go below your threshold, you are ineligible, regardless if you replenish your threshold. I think it's the fact that once you go below,
no, but
he's talking about doing the same block.
If it's in the same block,
but nothing you're going to interact with is going to work off of paying transactions, right? It's not like ETH where there's 25 confirmations or anything, right? Like it's
yeah.
It would have to be a group. You'd have to be doing some kind of group transaction exchange. You're not going to be able to exchange something with another party all in the same block unless you're arranging something in pending block transactions. But still, I wouldn't chance playing games and trying to do like a subtract and add all in the same block and assuming it plays out.
Yeah, you can be the test dummy. You can try that out. Tell us how it works.
I think I've already done that because I committed a balance and then I went to buy an NFT. I was like, oh crap, I don't have enough. So then I transferred over before finalizing all the transactions. So I guess we'll see.
I'm kind of curious how many more people get tossed out in 2 weeks, because normally the voting will be just 1 week long. This first period's 2 weeks. I'll be curious at the end of 2 weeks how many more go ineligible, because at least on Algorand stats, another 48 dropped today on balance eligibility. Almost 2,000 total dropped out. 4.586 million Algo are now ineligible, and we've still got quite a bit of time to go. I mean, almost 3 months, and then plus the voting will knock material out as well.
So do the status update every time or like every day on a specific time?
Yeah, there's a website called Algorand Stats, all one word, .com. That's real nice. It's someone in the community put together that tracks the Algo committed, how much has dropped out today or gone and becoming ineligible, and how much has dropped out total, and then the total governors, the number of dropped out today, the number of dropped out total, and then it graphs it out over time, and then also shows the top eligible governors and committed, top not eligible governors and committed. And so far, like the biggest, there was a 1.128 million Algo commitment that dropped out, and then it also breaks out like by amount of Algo and numbers in each. It's a nice little page.
That wallet looks like it just sold because it pulled all to an exchange.
Yeah,
which is kind of fascinating.
It's sold. I think I tracked it earlier. It went to like Bitfinex or Binance or something. Let me look. It went to Bitfinex.
I think it was.
It went to Bitfinex 12 days ago.
I feel like it's like just Hunger Games style. There's challenge number 1, challenge number 2. We'll see how many people last these 2 weeks. There's a whole subpopulation of folks that are just long-term holders, and they may have known that governance was coming because there was a lot of information pushed out about that. But the voting period, it seems like there's significantly less buzz about this, despite everybody in this space being aware of it and pushing out information about it. I think that there's a huge chunk of the population probably has no idea that it's going on right now. Those are the people that are going to disappear in 2 weeks.
Well, but I mean, if you want to compare it to Hunger Games, then arguably we're intentionally being quiet about voting so we get more Algo.
Those of us that voted B, maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn about it, to be honest. It's like, to a certain extent, you want people who are serious about it, and the people who are so oblivious about it. There were people who even missed the commitment. Yet it was talked about for like what 4, 5, 6 months. So I don't know. I'm torn. It's like I want people. You want to bring people to the system. You want people to be excited about the additional rewards, but at the same time, you kind of want people to have some care for it. So I don't know. Torn.
Yeah, you want people who are engaged with the community, and if they're voting on these things, not so much for this first round, I guess, but for future votes, you want somebody who's aware of what the ecosystem is and what the votes, what the implications will be.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be curious how Inc. votes. I mean, they have the bulk of the commitment. I reached out to one of them and kind of suggested like, hey, hint, if you guys really want to, kind of stay neutral, then you could wash your votes and have 50% go option A and 50% go option B. That'd be kind of nice if they did that. I mean, it makes sense why they're participating, just to keep, because what's participating are, from at least, I don't know, the 8 or 9 that I checked are participation nodes that Inc. runs. So it makes sense that they would want the weighted stake of their participation nodes accounts to grow with the rest of the system. So in some ways, it's like if they could get the same rewards everyone else is getting, but not vote, it would probably make sense for them to a certain extent. But yeah, the fact that they have so much stake, I mean, arguably whatever they vote will win, no matter what. So in some ways, the ideal is they would wash their vote.
Did I see that somebody figured out a way to wrap their algo so they could deposit their algo, hold it there, stake it there? The wrapper gets sort of the benefit of the rewards, but you still get to vote, and then they still get their wrapped algo. Anybody else see this?
Well, I mean, you have wrapped algo now through the Staker DAO, which is exposed through the MyAlgo. It's walgo.myalgo. And you can get wrapped algo that continues to earn participation rewards. But at least right now, I don't know how that would work for governance. But I'm assuming they're working on that.
I think it got released too late to get staked for governance this time around. But for the next round, that's at least conceivable. You'd have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, CryptoNord, that's true. So for next round, you should be eligible to put your algo into governance and at the same time be able to wrap it and make it available for the Ethereum ecosystem.
That's actually pretty huge.
So, yeah, that's awesome. So is it just that the vault that it creates, that wrapped out, that the Staker DAO creates for you, you basically vote that vault into governance?
That's my take on it. And you don't even have to, it's not exclusive. You can take the wrapped algo on the Algorand blockchain. It doesn't have to go over to ETH. They've got both options, is my understanding.
Yeah. I'm talking about even staying on as an ASA, because as an ASA, then you can use it in like TinyMan. So I mean, in many ways, a wrapped algo pair makes a lot more sense in TinyMan than Algo, because then you can have the Algo earning rewards, but then use the wrapped algo for other pair trading or getting fees on it, but while also earning the rewards. I don't know. It's interesting.
You could use the wrapped algo to gain offer liquidity. Ooh, double dipping.
Or leverage
particularly
it,
with Algo, with AlgoFi. You'll be able to do it.
But that breaks down. Right? Doesn't that break down as soon as someone unwraps the algo?
Well, then, when someone unwraps the algo, they'll get the rewards for the amount they're unwrapping.
No, but if you unwrap the algo, it removes it from the vault.
I imagine they'll have multiple wallets for that. Like they'll create a wallet free. So if you like break it, it's not going to break the whole vault. It would just break like your commitment to the.
Well, if they're
I
if that
think each user gets their own a distinct vault.
right, but as soon as you unwrap it, I don't know. It depends. I guess depends how they do it. But top of my head, if they unwrap it and it moves it out of the vault, out of that vault account.
Yeah, Oyster, I think you're right. When you wrap an asset, how the hell can you use the underlying asset? Because then, you need to unwrap it to get access to that original asset. It's like if you wrap ETH, like you can use the wrapped ETH then, but you can't go back and actually use your ETH. I mean, that's just, I don't know how they're doing it.
As I was reading it too, though, the wrapped algo. So, and I think you guys are bringing up a point which needs some clarification too. So, is the wrapped algo only ASA, or is the wrapped algo ERC20? And I think
it's
the
both.
premise is ERC20 for wrapped algo, because the whole purpose was to bring it to the ETH blockchain to tap into the DeFi applications on Ethereum.
You get the choice. When you wrap it, you can wrap as an ERC20, or you can wrap as an ASA.
Then I think that's pretty cool, personally.
Yeah, it definitely brings up some interesting options.
That's going to bring like a lot of like degen aspects to Algo. That makes me excited.
It's almost like leverage. You might be able to get yourself in trouble that way. I don't know.
Well, imagine leveraging your wrapped Algo.
Yeah, right? Could get dicey real fast.
It says you can only. Okay, so the algos you convert to wrapped algo will be stored in a personalized vault that is linked to your account. Only your account will be able to withdraw the algo stored in the vault by sending the wrapped algo back to it.
But you are responsible for the commitment of the wrapped algo back to your account. So I think if you do short yourself, you will short yourself. So I think Crypto Nerd is correct. And the whole premise here for DeFi is that you're going to take your wrapped algo and you want to play it for a win, right? So you want to find, are there other staking options that you can leverage your wrapped algo for in the Ethereum DeFi in order to like get better returns while staking your algo on the Algo blockchain? I think this is the kind of stuff that we should be curious about and looking into.
But that'd be the AlgoFi. But algofi.org, you would basically, the AlgoFi is more almost like Compound. You can get, you can supply for high yield. You can also borrow. So you could like borrow more algo by supplying other things. But you could also supply algo. You could supply, so you could basically wrap your algo, get wrapped algo. Your algo is still earning rewards. You could then supply your wrapped algo as collateral and borrow something like USDC or Yieldly that you then put in other pools.
Got it.
Without paying, $50, $60 a pop in gas fees and ETH. So the ideal is do it all in Algorand. But it's just that in the past, these things just didn't exist on Algorand. So that's why wrapping going as an ASA was great, because you'd be able to have get access to these systems on Ethereum, but they're coming out in Algorand now. So once they're here, probably never want to leave. That's the idea. That's the hope, at least.
The dream. Yeah, that gets me very bullish on the wrapped algo now, to be honest. I may do that for next governance.
Yeah, I would definitely want to know more about how it would work with governance, because then you just wouldn't try to unwrap until after the governance period was over, basically. That'll be interesting to figure out. And that would definitely be something where you wouldn't go all in on.
Imagine.
And then another key point, in case we weren't sure, let's just say option B were to win, that wouldn't take effect until the third round, because they, basically the next you commit to the next period before the prior is really complete, in a sense.
Yeah, you've got that kind of layover period.
Yeah.
You guys want to switch gears and talk about some NFT stuff? I was intrigued. I was doing the testnet stuff for Zestbloom, and their megabytes that's allowable is for upload. I think it's 50 megabytes versus what is AB2, like 15 or something, right? So do you think that will change the types of NFTs that are minted now? Like it's possible to put up very short, like 4K videos, maybe 1080p stuff. You might be able to get some interesting music NFTs now.
That's it. So you repeat that? Did they actually have a size limit to what you can upload?
Yeah. So if you mint an NFT
garbage.
now, yeah, it's AB2 is limited to 15 megabytes, I think. I don't know what RAND is if you mint on RAND. Anybody know?
That's ridiculous. There should be no limit at all. I mean, it's just, whatever. I'll shut up.
Well, they got to have storage space somewhere, and I think right now you're sort of like renting their storage space.
You hope they don't exactly get into specifics about their pin, how they pin.
Yeah.
Are they using pinata? I mean, like, do they actually get into specifics about how they pin for you?
That I don't know. I know Darren's minted quite a bit of stuff. I mean, you've seen the limits, right?
Yeah, actually, I want to go back. I mean, I think it's actually only like 1 megabyte if I go like thinking about RAND and such. But so video options are limited, very much so. You can put like a small, like a GIF, typically, but I think it has to be either 1 or 10. I have to go back and check 1 or 10 megabytes, and that's your limit. But Crypto Nerd, if Zestbloom is like moving forward and looking at more on 4K videos, if they're up to 50, that's actually pretty incredible, because that's going to unlock a whole higher level of digital art that currently is not accessible on the AB2 or RAND presently.
AB2 is 1 megabyte.
So I hear more megabytes immediately makes my mind go to the adult entertainment industry. Is that not far off, or what are the galleries doing in that space?
No, I think actually we have to be mindful. Like Algorand will be escalating with towards like the level of Art Basel. So I think we're going to be seeing a higher level of NFT art and the complexity of the art, and you're going to definitely need more megabytes to represent this. But I just was tweeting just today or yesterday, because one of the first NFTs from the Algorand blockchain is going to be on the Christie's auction house on November 9th by Aorist. And so that's a new dimension, a new kind of like or digital art culture house that is using the Algorand blockchain. And these guys are playing at a whole different level. I mean, we're talking Art Basel level. So we're talking NFT digital arts that are in the millions of dollars. So I fully anticipate that on November 9th, we will see our very first NFT from the Algorand blockchain that will be auctioned off at 1 million plus in US dollars. And this is actually where things are going. I know that a lot of us, and I see many of a lot of us Algorand and Dope Cats, and even myself and others, we're all playing NFTs at the lower level, but the true art is at this whole different level. And of course, they're going to need a hell of a lot more than 1 megabyte to really showcase the kind of quality that they can provide.
Yeah, talk about getting some mainstream attention there. I think Algorand will get a little bit of a spotlight after the 9th for sure.
Well, also Decipher also is linked directly to Art Basel that's happening in Miami. So the Decipher for Algorand is for some reason, linked connectively to Art Basel that happens in Miami. So, so I used to live in Switzerland. So I also actually live in Basel, Switzerland myself personally. So I'm very familiar with Art Basel. But Art Basel has a really good place in Basel, Switzerland. But they're also extraordinarily linked to Miami, USA. And just out of coincidence, I guess, although I don't think it's coincidence, because the Algorand Decipher has mentioned in a number of different of their communications that they're happening at the same time as Art Basel. And I think this is pretty interesting, and I guarantee you there's going to be some connections between what's happening with Decipher and what's happening with Miami Art Basel at the same time. I do think that Algorand is looking to take it up to a next level, and I think we're going to see Algorand operating at the higher level for NFTs, where we're talking about NFTs and digital art that's in the millions.
I think that some of these NFT, auction houses or marketplaces will start to operate more like art houses, in which case, income will be reported, artists will have to register. I think that, you're going to start to see some of that because of the dollar amounts that are being used. I know Zesplume, as a matter of fact, will have some type of KYC for artists to, claim income or report income rather, which is interesting. Will probably turn off some people, but it's also interesting to see that they're trying to play, against future regulations, I guess. Sell an NFT, pay your taxes.
But what we'll see is that Aorist, AORIST.ART. This is the auction house that's based off of Algorand that is launching, and they're the ones that are actually putting forth the project on at Christie's auction house. So Christie's, as we all know, is auction house that deals with millions of dollars worth of art. So they're ARS.ART is actually minting the NFT that will go on auction on November 9th. And this project, it's a big project. It's basically a collaboration of NFTs between that's dealing with music, visual arts, and poetry. And the prediction for this is that it's going to be 1 million plus. So we should highly anticipate this happening within the space. And I was actually just tweeting on it earlier today, so just bear with me here. I'll find it here. So the first $1 million plus NFT sale. So the art is called Arcadia. It's a fusion of music, visual arts, and poetry. It's by renowned artists of Andreas Riesinger, Rack, and Arch Hedges, who's the poet. And this goes on auction on November 9th on the Christie's auction house. And the NFT is minted as an ASA by Orist Art. So I think, as we are playing with NFTs at our level, we're going to see a whole new level of NFTs come into the Algorand block space, which is going to be absolutely cool. And it's going to bring in a lot more capital and a lot more interest into what Algorand can offer for the digital arts.
About that, guys, let me ask you one question, please. About cross-chain. So the NFTs that we use on the Algorand will be compatible to any other blockchain or something like that, because I think that you really scale the NFT market if you can buy in one blockchain and you use in other one. What do you see about that?
Currently, you can't do it on Algorand, but there are other chains, working on this, so it will be on Algorand soon enough, where you can take ERC, coin and essentially wrap it on Algorand, make it an ASA or whatever the standard is, and vice versa. Obviously, you need to be able to unwrap it.
Yeah.
But, you need to know both. You need to know both blockchains to be able to do this. So, just as strictly an Algorand developer can't really do it, and then just strictly a Ethereum developer can't do it. So, you need both.
I see. Because the FMI about CBDCs recommended to other countries make like standard CBDC, because this will be like really basic. Otherwise, the CBDC will be only running in one country, let's say. But so other country you need to have the same standard for CBDCs. So, and as Algorand is very into this issue, so yeah, I was just wondering about a cross chain, if it's already talking about which I know for example other blockchains are much more cross chain, but Algorand you'll be a little bit more special in this area, right?
So interoperability is actually absolute key to the future of the blockchain space, and I think this is one area that Algorand has been very much focused on. We've seen lots of articles from Sylvia McCallie about interoperability concerning central bank digital currencies, and it's an area that they're focused on. In regards, like, and as mentioned now with NFTs, it is absolutely correct. Currently, Algorand NFTs are not yet cross-chain. We do have companies that are looking at how to make cross-chain applications. So Wormhole is a great application to take Solana NFTs and to make them available on Ethereum. And this company is looking as an example to how to make other NFTs more cross-chain. And so I do think it's just a matter of time, because the Algorand space is very, very new, and the NFT space is extraordinarily new versus other blockchains. It's just a matter of time, and I do think within the coming 6 months we are going to see cross-chain opportunities for our NFTs onto other spaces. But independent of NFTs for art, for CBDC, central bank digital currencies, this will be mission critical. Central bank digital currencies, to be a viable option, will need to be cross-chain. We will need to have the interoperability in order to make sure that the adoption levels are appropriate for this new technology.
And can you imagine if the CBDCs will be only operable in Algorand? That would be crazy.
I'd like to see personally the first $1 million sale on Algorand be an Algorand artist, and not some artist that's just using the Algorand blockchain to shill their freaking art. Sorry if that's harsh.
We will do.
It's not harsh, but unfortunately, again, like I said, November 9th, Christie's auction house is taking a collaborative art piece that's minted on Algorand and putting it up for auction. So that will, I guarantee, will most likely be the first $1 million purchase. That being said, what I think is awesome about Algorand is that we're such an organic chain where we have so many cool artists that have, for whatever reason, chosen Algorand to be their home to generate their art. Okay, we can look at Algo as being the leading edge, because they did the generative art. They are very much connected to the community, and now we're seeing they're expanding. They're bringing a lot of innovation to the space. But even below Algo, we have a lot of great artists. So I agree with that. I think it would be great to see the NFT artists and Algorand get the fame that they deserve. I think there's a lot of better art on Algorand than what we see on even Ethereum. but honestly, it's just going to take time. We're so new, and our exposure levels are still not where they need to be to bring in the capital that's going to put the money into where we see it. I mean, you're for myself. So the highest purchase currently is 15,000 Algo for an Algoana, and the second highest purchase is 10,000 for a Yieldy number 001. And I'm the guy that bought that Yieldy 001 for 10,000. So I mean, I put my play into that space only to help to increase the interest level of spending into the Algorand NFT space. And then below that, we have the electronic flamingos, which is 9,999 NFTs. And we just had the MNGO recently for like 6,500 approximately Algos.
Hey, sorry for interrupting. While we're speaking about this, didn't Art Square sell Damien Hirst piece of art on Algo? And I know that was fractionalized, and I believe that was already over $1 million altogether.
I bought a piece of that, but right now they're really not communicating. They've got poor communication. They're not allowing us to convert out or withdrawal or sell our interest in it. So, and they haven't gotten back to some emails that we've had. So, but yes, I did buy a pretty large fractional share of a Damien Hirst piece. That's an actual painting. It's on an NFT or a piece that's hanging in a museum in London. But I wanted to actually bring up something, and I'm sorry I'm driving if it's loud, but more importantly, the implications of someone selling an NFT for $500 million, and how that's, in my opinion, not only a bad look for humanity in general, but for the crypto space in general, how articles tied to that sale was about, like potential money laundering and definitely negative things pertaining to the crypto space.
It was a flash loan. It was just for like publicity. Like the guy just took a flash loan out, and in the same block, he bought his own CryptoPunk just to make the sale look really high, and then paid it back.
But did you guys see the articles that came out about it? Like who's behind the articles of who's behind those articles?
That just say it's like money laundering. I mean, like if you're gonna money launder, that has to be the worst way to do it. Like go get as much press as you can on your giant NFT sale that both wallets are obviously owned by the same person. Like that's probably the worst way I can imagine doing it.
I get all that. I'm just saying, like the press and media in general, the things that I was hearing from that of, hey, $500 million sale, potential money laundering, and Ethereum all in the same sentence were not a good thing overall.
FUD. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, but Danny's correct. The narrative is not a positive one for the NFT space. It is the narrative with that ETH buy for
FUD's not a good
money laundering.
FUD's not a good response to that. I'm talking about the perception in general. Like that's, and for whatever the press is pushing, the press is the press, and perception is reality.
I'll just say this, that people fear what they don't know, right? And people have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to NFTs. I'm talking about normies, not this crew here.
But if you have the underlying assumption that it is a scam from the very get-go, and then it's proved wrong, then all of that is gone. You just take it right out at the bottom, and it's done, and then it's an absolute at that point. It's been proven that it's not a scam, and then it goes forward, right?
Well, I say those people that are pretty much fudding, or pretty much the same people that say crypto's drug money. It's those people.
Yeah, but
it impacts the credibility of the group. Yeah. It impacts all the artists' credibility, right?
It impacts these everyone. Are legitimate credibility, mass adoption. I mean, if this is going to continue happening, like, I definitely think that perception is going to hold continue to hold back adoption of the market.
It will delay it. Yeah, I totally agree. It just extends the time before that this is like the common normal way that we're interacting with these investment vehicles that are NFTs. And I can speak personally, you know, my wife thinks that NFTs are a total scam, right? So, you know, and that's pretty close to me in my own personal realm. And regardless of what I will say, I cannot convince my wife differently, so I just don't show her the bank account, kind of thing, right? So, but this is the challenge that we have in this space. It's a great point that you're bringing up, Danny, is that there is this element of credibility that we will need to establish to really show that actually, you know, for once we're in a position to provide artists the recognition of the value that they're offering in their creativity. Now, I don't say that all NFTs are like amazing art, but I do think there's a lot of credible artists out there that for once now they can probably get remunerated for what they're worth. And you know, it's been too long that in our society that we've had artists that have been scraping by the, you know, at the bottom of the bucket in order to follow their passion. And finally they have this opportunity to find an economic means to get their art out there and to be remunerated in an efficient way, an effective way, for what they're providing. And I would personally hate to see this be, you know, compromised for the artists. I think this is a moment that we can see art becoming more integrated into the society. I think there's a great opportunity for this, and I would hate to see the NFT space be degraded down as being a money laundering scheme, which certainly this is not the intent of the ecosystem.
It just needs a little, you know, growing, you know, maturing. You know what I'm saying? Crypto space is still like, you know, even in the grand scheme of things, it's so small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd also say people kind of like skew past the nuances of like crypto a lot. Like it's not like a simple subject, but people want to make headlines, so they make them simple. Like sale of $500 million NFT. Like that wasn't a sale at all. You know what I mean? Like he just made it look like a sale. So that should have never been reported like that. But that's on the press. You know, they need to do their due diligence and teach their audience correctly. It's like anything new though. It's like they just don't understand.
But what frustrates me is that this happens in the art world all the time, right? We see abstract art or contemporary art being sold for multi-millions of dollars, and it's the norm. It's okay that a certain piece can sell for $50 million, and it's just because it's art, right? But because it's connected to technology on a blockchain, it needs to be criticized. For me, this is where I have an issue personally with that. I think this is the wrong way to be looking at it, specifically for digital art. You take digital
Hey,
art.
Darren, I completely agree with you, but I think that will change, and mainly because of music industry and the fact that, you know, most of the music within years, I mean, few years will be probably on as NFT circulating around the world. So I think as people kind of get used to that, you know, that is an NFT as well, they will get used to, you know, NFT as art as we are discussing it now. So I get where you get it, you know, driving at, but I, you know, it's just that it's very, very young industry, and a lot of people are clueless.
I think it's really cool to see the decentralization of the art world, where in music there was a couple of, you know, decision makers at Sony, Warner, and whoever deciding what they're going to put their money into to develop albums and to market albums. The same thing's happening in the art space with, you know, digital art. I just think it needs to happen sooner in the press space. Decentralized press is going to be very important. And when you have bullshit, headlines about money laundering and a sale, which wasn't even really a sale, in the same sentence in crypto, that's a problem. And I just wanted to bring that up, that I hope that we can decentralize the press as much as we're doing, because I'm sure there's only not too many decision makers in that space as well. So I don't know.
Totally agree.
Something to
Totally
bring
agree.
up that needs to be decentralized just as much as the art world. And I think that is almost even more important now in what's going on in the world. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up.
And that's why we got people like Crypto Nerd and Cody, right, with Algo Pulse. They're going to give us better news about our crypto.
Big facts.
Certainly trying to.
I had a question about Zest Bloom. Is there anyone know do I have a cap limit, like a mint cap limit, like AB2, mint cap limit of 10?
That's actually an Algorand blockchain issue, not a particular marketplace issue. But there is an update coming, so you'll be able to mint 50 at a time, I think, right? Or that may have already been released or just released. I'm not sure that was part of the last
Yeah,
release or not.
there's ways around all that, to be honest. But it's 10 smart contracts on a creation account. It's 50 contracts opted into an account.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure AB2 haven't updated theirs yet, because I'm in at 10 and I couldn't go past that the other day. So.
Yeah, you just use a different wallet. It's basically 10 per creation, and then there's tricks you can play on the creation side where you could just create a new account and then rekey back to your original account. But I highly doubt a lot of these sites would handle rekeyed accounts. But it seems like I thought some of these had gone like Dart rooms, others had gone to just more ASAs because the smart contract NFTs, this is way too early for Algorand.
Yeah, it's still 10 smart contracts and 1,000 NFTs per wallet as currently. So that was the challenge that SitchBob had with MNGO. He can have 3 Algorand wallets, 1,000 each for his 3,000 mints of MNGO.
Yeah, there's ways of kind of, like I said, there's ways of working around that, because you can just, like I said, you can just rekey, or you could use multisig. But
I was curious here, actually, just when we're talking about NFTs, anyone know what's behind Riptide Music presenting as a speaker at Decipher? Because obviously we know we have
But I saw that
Opal.
and I was curious too.
Yeah. Me too. I'm very curious on this. So obviously, we have Opalus, which is moving very well with the royalty NFTs. They're releasing their very first one with Lil Pump, featuring Soldier Boy. So that's coming, and there's a lot of promise behind what Dito Music is doing behind this. But Riptide, from a U.S. perspective, is entering in this on the scene, and I think this one is going to be even more interesting. So. We see the speaker there. We know that Decipher is going to be having a lot of announcements at this. I guess we can call it a Congress or whatever. But does anyone have any insider information on this one?
It's on my list. I didn't have anything other than I saw the posting and I saw his face in the listing, but that's all I got so far.
It seems pretty hush hush all the way to here, so I imagine there's not much out there yet.
I mean, we get poke Scaramucci.
He ain't brinking, dude. He's got diamond hands.
No, he talks behind the scenes. You can get stuff out of him. I've been on the chat with Scaramucci myself, so this guy is in the know, and the fact that he's on Algorand and how he's investing, is pretty strong. And obviously, that he's also heavily investing in NFTs for the future as well. So that's part of the partnership that Scaramucci put together, and that what he released at his SALT conference. The other interesting speaker I just wanted to kind of like interject here too, which I was tweeting on earlier today, is the what's the acronym again? VCSO or whatever. Anyways, they're like a top they're a top company for basically photo and video editing. They have VSCO, and so they're speaking at Decipher. I was researching them. They have 100 million plus followers. They're evaluated back in 2000 and I think it was like 11 at $550 million as a company. And so I find
Did we lose
Yeah, I
him?
think you cut out.
Yeah, he cut off a bit before he went silent.
Yeah, well, he wrote that article. I don't know if you guys saw that Medium article where Scaramucci retweeted. It was like the full breakdown of why Algorand, and it was pretty well thought out. So when he says he's talking to Scaramucci, I know I've seen him retweet his stuff before. Interesting though.
Yeah, I'm excited about how engaged he is with Algo.
Yeah, he's super engaged. I like it.
I haven't gotten him to buy that NFT from me yet.
Yeah, the Mooch seemed like personally vested in getting Ford over 10,000 followers or something for his birthday last week, right?
That was pretty hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah, he got there.
Which seems kind of like a funny statistic that we were rating him by, but I think it's of note that Scaramucci knows exactly how many followers Ford had and was fully vested in kind of raising the awareness level of Algorand that way.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he originally have some sort of Bitcoin fund that that sort of provided him an extra leg of credibility to speak at like a SALT conference and things like that?
Scaramucci still does, yeah.
Yeah.
he's heavily into Bitcoin still.
He has like $1 billion in Bitcoin.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he sees Algorand as the future he's fully bought into Algorand for FutureFi. That point is pretty clear. Scaramucci is like our Michael Saylor, whatever, for Bitcoin. He is the equivalent of.
I wouldn't say he's Michael
Really?
Saylor yet. Sorry to cut you off, my dude.
Yeah, it's two guys coming to speak there. The name is the Island Boy, and they're gonna be singing his song. I'm an Algo boy, and I like an FET. I'm the IB2 gallery. I'm an Algo boy.
I don't need to relive that nightmare more here.
Actually, you sing as good as he does. That's pretty cool.
I'm an Algo boy.
That's the last thing we need in the Algo space, please.
I know the Opalist team was trying to reach out to them to kind of maybe do an NFT launch with them.
Oh.
And soon, definitely soon they're gonna have like an NFT. Definitely. So hilarious. No, but no joke. Soon my samba music on Algorand will be launching. Okay, we're gonna be launching my NFT with this samba music that I made it. This will be just a pilot to record, to raise the funds to record the song. Okay, I probably this week will be launching the NFT, and I will ask the support for the whole community to record this samba music. I hope you all like and enjoying the song.
You have our support. Just let us know when you release it.
Yes, I'm waiting for the artist to be ready the NFT. But the pilot song is already is ready. You just wait for the draw. Thank you, guys.
Are you gonna give us a little preview here?
The song talks about Algorand blockchain is very good and fast and cheap, and is basically shilling the blockchain. It talks about AB2 gallery, talks about says about the trilemma. It says Vitalik Buterin was full of problems, but then Silvio Micali came solving the trilemma. If you like NFT, then you go to AB2. Music is on the Opulus, and at Tiniman you find everything. You say, yeah, Algorand is very good, very cheap. I'm gonna buy that. Not that cheap, but yeah, say, yeah. I'm gonna translate the song the in English. Then you want to say, okay, say first rate security, no joke. Samba here, samba there. Algorand I'm going to buy. Vitalik Buterin is full of problems, security, scalability, and decentralization, but Silvio Micali solved this trilemma. And now at Algorand is no longer any problem. There is stake at Yieldly for money multiply. DEX is at Tiniman, everything you find there. Anyone who likes NFT can go to AB2, first class gallery. Buy and sell between two of us. Samba here, samba there. Algorand, I'm gonna buy. And music is at Opulus. And yeah. But yeah, then I can play the song. Then you're gonna like in Portuguese. In Portuguese is like Algorand blockchain, ela é boa pra danar, muito rápida e barata, veio revolucionar. Segurança de primeira, não é brincadeira não. Samba que samba de lá, Algorand eu vou comprar. Samba que samba de lá, Algorand eu vou comprar. Algorand eu vou comprar. Ela é boa pra danar. Vitalik Buterin, todo cheio de problema. Segurança, escalabilidade, descentralização. Mas o Silvio Micali resolveu esse trilema. E aqui na Algorand já não tem nenhum problema. Algorand, yeah, but basically like that. But it's not me singing. Is a professional samba. É o samba da Algorand. That's it.
Samba que samba de lá, Algorand vai chegar. Samba que samba de lá, Algorand.
I think we got it. That's really loud.
Yeah, it's yeah. Soon you're gonna release, and I hope you all support. I haven't decided yet the price of NFT or supply, but yeah, I just want to record this song and make a video to promote the blockchain, and also here in Brazil, you have a nice community in Brazil, but I'm gonna make the NFT with the translation in English, so then people know what the song say.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you, guy.
You should come up to Decipher and perform.
Yeah, I was thinking that they should invite us to go there. Definitely, it would be really fun, like to close the conference, right? Like now to close the conference, we have the Samba da Algorand, Algo Samba. That'd be so nice, actually.
I think that song will be very popular in Latin America. I think, for for all of us who are betting, the central bank digital currency on Algorand will most likely come from a Latin American country. So I think that will also help to keep your song popular.
Yes, yes, I think that too. I think that too. So also we sell the NFTs. We're gonna record the song in a studio and make a video clip, and that is the plan.
Well, I think you have a lot of retweeters on this call, so that's pretty cool.
Thank you, guys.
Is do anybody have any information on like whether they're making a NFT game or anything on Algorand blockchain? Because I seen Algorand, I think it was what, the foundation or Algo itself posted something about that, about video games.
There's
Well,
Sosha on the line. So Sosha is building a first-person shooter, and they will be using NFTs for all the upgrades of the characters, and then also Sosha will also be used as the currency for their first-person game called Slaughter. So,
Sosha, and we're building a game called Slaughter, and at the moment we are busy then creating NFTs, which if you are the owner of this NFT, then you can really play. So let me make this straight for you guys. So you have an NFT, and the picture is there is some kind of gun. Yes, you got revolvers, you got AK-47, rocket launchers, etc., etc. Now, if you buy this NFT, you will be able to play with that weapon in Slaughter. That is what we are creating. So if that is the definition of an NFT game, then yes, we are building it.
Yes, because I don't want to jump the gun or the boat, because the NFT what I made is something that I want to do like later on down, or if anyone can implement it into their games or not. Because it's kind of based off of a card game.
No, this is we're not doing card game. Me, at least not. It's a 3D game, and yeah, it's a little bit different.
But Patrick did create Crypto Fluff, so if you need a game built, maybe speak to Patrick.
Good old Patrick.
yeah, we all like our crypto bunnies. But anyways, I would also say take a look at Sosha. They're new on the scene, and they've provided a few screenshots of their graphics, and I think this is going to be a pretty cool game that's built on Algorand.
Yeah, I definitely
Thank you.
take a look at it.
Yeah, I like shooters.
Who doesn't?
Can you teabag? Please tell me I could teabag.
I take that as a no, Cody.
Rip. Oh well.
You
Hopefully
need to buy
there's
the
like at
NFT
least
for that.
You gotta buy the NFT for that.
You gotta get the NFT.
I'm sorry. Did you say teabag? Because we in the Netherlands we speak maybe different slang than you. Because teabag is something different. I think
Oh, hurt. All right. It's where you like you crouch over someone after you like own them. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do like in Halo and stuff like that.
In English, teabag means you sack somebody.
Halo is a first person shooter, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's similar. PUBG, but we have an option that you tick on the screen and then it becomes a third person for you. So that option is there. So you can really choose which kind of version you want to play, a first person or third person. So that we take care about.
That's cool. Right. Yeah, that's real cool.
Thank you. We're doing our
Yeah,
best
so
here.
I don't know if that takes care of the teabagging issue for Cody, but
Yeah, because teabagging in Urban Dictionary, I was just checking. So, what are we talking about now?
yeah, it's important gameplay.
The third person, you might have to balance it at some point. I've been an avid like first person shooter for a long time. You may have to balance it at some point where like only third persons are playing against other third persons. Due to the fact that there's wall peeping, like like someone playing in first person won't have the same advantage as someone playing in third person because they can just like stand behind the wall without showing themselves.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. We're thinking about it also, but it's the first person. We'll have a month testing, and I invite all you guys to become testers. For this one, because I want to make the game as nice as possible. So if there is any concerns about the game that I know them, we can fix them, and then in December we want to launch the game.
I will happily find out what's overpowered for you for sure.
Okay, thank you, my man.
Can you explain how the token works? I'm interested.
Excuse me, can you repeat that, please?
Do you guys have a token for the game? Or...
Yes, the token called Shosha. So SHOSHA. That's the
I was just
token.
wondering, like, how it works.
I don't hear you proper, man. Can you repeat it, please? Sorry.
Well, like what utility will your token work? Like, how will it work with your software?
Okay, let me explain you guys really fast this one. So imagine you are a player, I'm a player in game. So you shoot at me, I die. The tokens that I have, which you will have to put in the game before playing. So maybe you bet 5 tokens, maybe you bet 10, depends on what you have. I die, you get my tokens. This is the essential of the game.
Oh wow, that's intriguing.
Got it. That sounds cool.
That's hardcore right there.
Yeah, we're gonna make some online hitmans from you guys now.
On a question from like a more technical thing, like are you gonna have like multiple servers all over the place so people have like good ping, or is there gonna be like one server?
I don't think we have a choice. We need to have multiple servers for this. There's no other way possible, I think.
Okay, that's good to hear because I didn't want to be playing like at 200 ping.
No. Have you seen what happened to Roblox? They already cut out for like 3 or 4 days now. My daughter is angry with me for this.
Well, that's also extremely, and there will be dedicated servers, I imagine, or we're not going to be running peer to peer.
I'm not a technical guy. I'm just the guy who's paying for the whole shit show. That's that's all. But if you have any questions, I can forward them to the game developers, and they will answer it very fast for me.
Okay, yeah, that would be like the only one is like dedicated servers or peer to peer, because then you'd have like a DDoSing issue.
I will write it down now. I'll ask him tomorrow, and let me give you a follow. Then I'll give you the answer tomorrow. Is that okay?
That's perfect, dude. Whenever is best. I was just curious.
No problem. I like to have questions for them, but I'm paying for, right?
Yes.
Yep, that'll be on my radar.
Thank you. I hope I'll be on everybody's radar because I want you guys really to play, especially in December. Everybody probably has this during December, Christmas time, family and everything nice in the evening. Nothing to do anymore, gets a little bit boring. Can become a hitman again. It's wonderful, don't you think?
It'd be cool as if you put up your algo, you kill someone, you get their algo.
Yeah, it would be great. Yeah, algo is pretty valuable these days. I know.
I don't know. That's where I might get wary, to be honest.
It's almost like that one movie. What is Player One? Where you actually kill somebody and they drop everything.
Yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah. Might be that some ideas from that movie kept stuck in my brain. That's why maybe I built it.
It'd be fun if it was like a colorful aspect, kind of like having when you kill someone in Fortnite, like all their loot kind of drops. You know what I'm saying? And you can like run over and grab it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea too. If you got ideas, please send them to me. You know, I'll try to implement as much as possible, but at least what is reasonable for us now in a short time frame, because the first version we want it to come out in December, and this is really the version we didn't even wrote it down in the white paper that we will have a first version and a second version, because the first version will be of course not as complicated as the second version because of the time frame that we're in.
Yeah. Also, would especially with this certain betting aspect you have, is there going to be a way for you to also protect people from like third-party softwares like aimbots and stuff like that?
We'll have to implement it because I want to keep the game very honest, very fair for everybody that's playing. I don't want we will have 12 tiers just like in the army. So generals will play against generals, soldiers will play against soldiers, etc., etc.
Yeah, you'll just need I guess a good reporting system and stuff for people, and like a penalty if they're dishonest.
Yeah, fully agree. Fully agree.
Might actually bring up the more honesty level and keep people from doing that as well too. Especially if there's like a good penalty to it.
It's a great idea. It's like Algorand if you guys voting B, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a gamer, but the idea of like a Game of Thrones, where you basically conquer, you take out, you take their assets. That would be interesting.
It's gonna be real fun. I think, I think people are. Look, you got Axie Infinity. I'm not shitting on Axie Infinity. They opened my mind, everything. But we're all adults here. Most of us. And I don't see myself playing Axie Infinity. If I'm gonna play a game for real value, then at least it needs to be a game which I can, which I have to like. You understand? That's why nobody was offering it. That's why I thought, let's create it then.
Yeah, I haven't really seen much first person shooter in blockchain at all, to be honest.
No, I mean neither. That's why we are creating it.
It has to be fun because I do play a lot of first person shooters. And then like you said, like a lot of the games that are on there I don't really find quite as fun.
Yeah, I understand that because I've seen also a lot of games, and I thought within the crypto space, with all the money involved, I thought they would deliver a bit more quality than what I've been seeing till now. But unfortunately, I didn't see it. So yeah, the only option I had was to build it, because if something is coming into my mind, I have to build it. I don't have a choice. It doesn't go out of my head until it's built.
And yeah, that's pretty good. Like you have like a tier system too, because like then like high ender, like more dedicated players will play more dedicated players, and you don't have to worry about someone making a new account trying to bot their way up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's the whole reason. That's why 12 tiers. I thought it was enough, and yeah, I just used the tiers from the army. I think that's a nice way, because everybody's always talking about the crypto. Yeah, come to this army, but we will have a real army, but online though, online.
And people like stuff like that, like Tarkov. Like people live in that game. You know what I'm saying? Just because of like how much there is to do, and especially like the way you're talking about like that, especially at a monetary value to it. There's no telling what level you could evolve that into.
Exactly. There's, with a game like this, I personally, I think, because it's my own project, of course, I think sky's the limit with this one. But I think I make a good shot at making something really, really, really successful here.
Yeah, man. People talk about like DeFi as being like the big breadwinner of crypto, but honestly, I think it's GameFi, because like the scale of gaming and the scale it's going to reach in the future. Like, what younger kid do you know now that is not gaming, like girl or boy? they both game now. Like when we grew up, it was like, or when I grew up at least, like, I don't know. I feel like it was heavily skewed towards guys playing like Call of Duty and that kind of stuff. But now there's all these games that like, Axie and stuff. Like, I feel they're more gender neutral, and that's just good for like the whole industry. But aside from that, crypto, when you pair crypto and gaming, it is like unlimited potential. Like gambling should be on chain, gaming of all types should be on chain. It's just the best.
Fully agree with that one. Definitely.
Imagine when
Everybody's
CS:GO market.
using this to gamble. Like everybody's using crypto to gamble in their own way. Like investing and gambling, it's a very fine line. So, whether people say they're investing or not, most people are gambling to some degree.
And imagine like this. I'm not sure if you guys have played a lot of CS:GO, but like the CS:GO like skin trading market is unbelievably huge and crazy profitable. But
Yeah.
Steam always finds a way to skim off of that like pretty crazy, and
Yeah, in-game items have always had value, right? Like even in like 2001 when RuneScape originally came out, like party hats were selling for $1,000 USD. So, and that's just a digitally scarce item, the same as any other NFT, but it was just in-game. And when you actually pair that with crypto, like if RuneScape or Skyrim or one of those MMORPGs used a crypto as their in-game currency, oh my God, it would be absolutely insane. It's like it's like an Axie. It's like, but an MMORPG. It'd be so amazing. Like all these little kids would be becoming millionaires, like actual millionaires, not just in-game millionaires.
yeah. I'm not sure if you ever heard about like Roblox's like conversion rate for like their developers for their thing, but it's pretty insanely Ponzi and crazy. Like for the sake like for you to return Roblox into dollars, because they pay you in Roblox, they don't pay you in dollars to develop on there, which is unbelievably crazy. And then the conversion rate, for the cost that would cost you $1,000 in Roblox, for you to convert it back into cash would only give you $200 in cash.
That's crazy. It's ridiculous. I've been spending a fortune for my daughter Roblox credits constantly, but I want to make it like that people can really have that value that they play with, and if they win, they get more and more and more. And I just want to make people happy and rich, man. Before I had always trouble finding a job and etc. So I thought, why it has to be difficult? Let's make it easy. Let's make it nice and fun for people. I think that's. I think I have a good heart with this one.
Yeah, as long as you ain't like skimming like $1,000 out of 200, you'll be doing all right in the gaming industry. But
yeah, but the thing is, I already have money. I don't need it. It's just that I want to build something fun, for people. That's all I wanted. So yeah, how Roblox does their things and how we will do our things. It's two different things. Sorry for my English. It's not that good as I wish it would be. But I
your
hope you
English
guys
is
understand.
fine. But yeah, I'm excited to play your game, man. Excited to see something working. More things working on Algorand are just beautiful, man.
Definitely, we chose Algorand because of the transaction costs are very low, and of course the speed it's fucking fast. So we didn't have any other option, when we saw that the speed and the transaction costs, it was going to be Algorand. But now we're working with Algorand directly. I think next week we'll implement the building NFTs so people can collect rent on these building NFTs that we're building. And that's going to be a fun part too. It's actually rewards. Actually, you get more Shosha if you have this building NFT. We call it rent.
Oh, so like a nice little staking reward. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little bit, a new code on it then.
where does the name come from, Shosha? What does it mean? Or
Shosha is translated from Japanese. It means victorious. I thought it would be a nice name for such a project as this.
nice, yeah, I like the name.
Thank you. I've been thinking for 2 days before I could implement that name into the project. Thank you.
Are you gonna have like emotes as like NFTs and stuff like that for in game?
What is emotes? If you have to school me on this one.
That's like where a character does like a dance or like something more related to like like today's culture. You know what I'm saying? Like Fortnite has it like where like everyone could do like a dab or something like that. Like where your character does that after you win or something.
I have not thought about it. I'm a little bit busy with the firepower at the moment, to be honest. To implement this, we can talk about it for version 2. But for version 1, I'm really fully booked. We have to do the cars, the weapons on top of the cars also. So
I understand it's probably gonna do a base layer.
but for version 2, we can make something definitely.
Yeah, I was just wondering, I know you're on the base layer, but I was just wondering where the general direction's going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but with games you can always update them. That's the nice thing about it. That's why I say also sky's the limit. It's there are no limits. You can do really almost everything with a game. So that's why, but when you say this, that people can do a dance or something, yeah. I'm 38 years old. I didn't think about this at all, to be honest.
You're not. I'm 35, so I'm not too far behind you.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I was not thinking about people want to make a dance in the game. It didn't come to my mind, to be honest. But if people like that, we can always implement it. It's not a problem.
Yeah, it's something that could turn into like an NFT. Something you'd have to plug into your character, and you can add it in later.
That's nice. That's nice. NFTs, it's really nice because we make money on it too. So that's really a nice thing, guys. You will make money on it too. So
Yeah, it's pretty much like almost all first person, third person MMO games have like emotes and cosmetics and stuff like that. That's pretty much how they like make most of their money off of it.
Yeah, now I get it. Thank you. You're making me smarter.
Yeah, that's where something you gotta add like an NFT aspect to it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just commit an NFT later. Maybe once you get this NFT in your wallet.
Yeah, I got pen and paper right here. I'm writing it down, man.
Yeah, that's where like something like CS:GO could like honestly like they could make no telling how much money if they really brought it into like an NFT market where it was like a more open, more free market, and it'd be insane, especially like in gaming, like when you do like cosmetics or like a dance or something like that. Like there's just multiple levels you could evolve that into to like a secondary market.
Yeah, I feel you. Definitely, I'm going to do some research about this. Definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Cody charges 1,000 an hour usually for that alpha. So,
No, I have fun. I just want this market to grow, man. I want all of us to grow because we have the market.
Anybody seen that?
We should rename this like Algo Alpha Group. Yeah.
Anybody seen that NFT game or that was launched through the NFT Strange Clan? It's on the Cosmos system, I think.
No.
So they launched a bunch of NFTs at a drop, and then you can play those characters. And right now they're like just 2D characters, and then eventually you can morph.
What's the project name?
Strange Clan. They did all the drops, so I don't think there's any more drops for a couple weeks now, at least. But I guess the premise of the game is that there's some apocalypse and you have to escape the town. But then there's like character types, like ye old RPG, character types, clerics and warriors and stuff. It looks pretty. I tried to get in on it, but then you were bound to Kepler wallet, and I didn't have one, and I just didn't have time to get one created in time. So
I don't know. It looked interesting. I wanted to check it out, and I like gaming. I don't have much time for it anymore, but I was still very, very interested in it, and seeing how it all pans out.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know there's pixel traits too. That's the I originally thought you were talking about pixel traits when you said 2D character that I could play. That's another project that I know is trying to make a game. Or maybe it's not pixel traits. Maybe I have it. I think it's Royal Pixel is the name. Yeah, Royal Pixel NFT on Twitter. Just trying to make a game. 2D, like I don't even know how to describe it. But you essentially all have characters, and that's, you can get different characters by, just buying different characters. But they're all, unique, and they all have different health, attack, and defense, I think. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was looking at that Alchemon. That looks cool. Especially like I was a big fan of Pokemon when I was like, like in middle school, stuff like that. So having like a collectible, like, turn-based game, it sounds pretty fun to me too.
Yeah, I guess anything that adds utility to your NFT, right? Like even just staking for Algoanas, I feel, it's such a small mechanic, but people really love it. And yeah, so I think if you add a little game that your NFT can play in, like, goddamn, I'd be dropping on that, I'd want the best one. I'd want the most, like, the strongest one or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta catch them all, man.
That Strange Clan one is pretty awesome. They got some NFTs in there with like laser eyes and then like I think like reindeer or something like that. It's even the art is really cool. I like just checking out the characters. And then it would have been nice to get into the game. I should probably just look up on YouTube some of the I'm assuming there's videos. I was there. I saw on the Discord when they launched the server, the first server, and like the guy I think who was leading the project was like, "Hey, can you see me? I'm in the middle of town," or something like that. So it was really really neat to just hear about a launch of a game. So
not to say I'm too algo centric, but I never look at projects on Cosmos, like ever.
Yeah, they get all their light shined away from other chains, which is kind of unfortunate. But I think we'll go ahead and end it here, guys. We've been on for like 3 hours already. I do appreciate everybody coming. We got a lot of a lot of information out of today, and I imagine next week we're gonna have more to come, especially all the way till Decipher. There ain't no telling what we're gonna find out on that day, and all the great people I get to meet, when we're there. But we'll go ahead and end it today.
I'm kind of curious when we all meet up in Decipher. Are we going to chat on Sunday?
On Sunday?
Yeah, well, we're all down in Miami.
Yeah, I'll be there Sunday. That's the day I get there.
Cool. Well, are we gonna have this chat?
Oof. Yeah.
Just do like an hour.
I don't know. I promised my girl I would show her Miami that day.
Oh yeah, definitely stick to that promise for sure. She'll be pissed.
Yeah, but we'll see what's up. I'm sure someone will have it. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But all right, everybody have a great day. I'm gonna go ahead and head off.
To you too, guys. Thanks for having me, and see you next week. Yeah,
Yeah, see you next week, man.
definitely.
Y'all too.